Hey, seventh grade, here is a sample project for what you're going to be working on. So we're looking at proportional relationships, and I grabbed an Aldi ad. Aldi's having a special on St. Louis pork spare ribs for $1.99 per pound. So I knew this was a proportional relationship because $1.99 per pound is a unit rate. It's telling me price per one unit, 1 pound. So I took this $1.99 per pound special and turned it into a graph. So my table of values begins with the origin. So you can see the first row in my table shows 0, 0, which is also labeled on my graph. So when I buy 0 pounds of meat, it costs me $0. My second coordinates listed in my table, when X is 1, then Y is $1.99, and that means that when I buy 1 pound of ribs, it's going to cost me $1.99. My third point in my table, 2 pounds of spare ribs cost $3.98. My fourth point, 3 pounds of ribs cost $5.97. And finally, I have 4 pounds of ribs for $7.96. So I found that my Y to X ratio, that constant ratio K, always simplified to $1.99 per 1 pound. So that was my constant, and I substituted that into the equation y equals kx to show that this line would be y equals 1.99x. As I previously explained, I'm picking 1 point from my graph to make sure that you understand what it means, and that point is 3.98. So this point means that you can buy 2 pounds of spare ribs for $3.98. And this is because on my x-axis down here, I've labeled it number of pounds, because the number of pounds I buy is completely independent. It's my independent variable. On my y-axis, however, my price is the dependent variable. The price I pay depends on how many pounds I buy. So my unit rate then would be right here on the graph. For 1 pound, it's going to cost me $1.99. And this is my unit rate because it has a denominator of 1. It's my price per 1 pound. And finally, 2 questions that you could use my graph to answer. How much would it cost to buy 10 pounds of spare ribs? Well, I've written my unit rate, and if I want to change my unit rate to a rate per 10 pounds, then I multiply it by 10. So 10 pounds of ribs would cost $19.90. Another question you could use my graph to answer is how many pounds of spare ribs could you buy for $50? So I'm taking my rate and I am writing it as a proportion, comparing it to X over $50. And I'm going to estimate on this one because $1.99 when I multiply by 25 will get me about $50. Not quite exactly, but it gets me pretty close. So I'm going to be able to buy about 25 pounds of spare ribs for $50.